Everyone, it's Nicole, and I'm so happy to be back at my scrapbooking desk. Just notice I'll go with the pink because there's pink and yellow, and I kind of grabbed some pink alphas. I think I'll go with that. We'll see. But because I didn't want to have to walk around while I was filming, so I kind of decided what color of alphas I want to do. I printed my photos on my Canon selfie. My old Canon selfie a few months ago, it was just done. And we had, through one of our grocery stores here, you could build up points every time you buy groceries. And at one point they said, oh, if you want to convert this to money for groceries, you have to do it by a certain date. If not, it's just going to be points. And then you can only get like stuff with it. And I kept looking and there was nothing that I wanted. There was a Canon selfie on there, like one of the new ones. I think it's the 1300. And anyway, I didn't buy it because I didn't need it. So I just left the points there. And then when my Canon selfie broke, I was like, hey, I can get a free Canon selfie. So that's what I did with my points. So I was kind of glad that we didn't convert it to groceries because that food would have been eaten and done, right? By that time. So this way. So I just got to decide, do I want to cut this part or this part? I think I want to cut, because the branding strip is on this side, but I'm going to use this side. So I want a little bit of that. So there's a little bit more of the other. And I want it to be 12 inches. So I'll just put it at 12 and I'll cut her down. Okay, might as well keep my trimmer here. This is a page kit that I put together a bit ago. And it got kind of warped, but that's okay. I'm trying to figure out a good place to put my page kit. I have this wire basket. I just cleaned it out. I'm in the middle of like doing a major, not renovation, but do-over in my scrap room. And I kind of emptied that big basket. It had, leftover pattern papers, like paper scraps in there, in baggies. So it wasn't like it was just all over the place, but it was still like a bunch of stuff. So I cleaned it all out. I didn't cut this very straight. I cleaned it all out, and then now it only has my page kits in it. And right now it has page kits that I do for, for pages that I do for YouTube. And it has my page kits for my new class in September, Scrapathon 6, which I'm super excited. It's going to be available next Monday. Be watching your emails, because what I do is people that have bought classes before, as a thank you, I give you an extra $5 off. So I send you a coupon. So I'll be doing that this time too. Okay. I think I'm going to cut this down like that. So yes, I just worked 50 hours in 2 days. I can't even tell you how exhausted I am. Summer is just, it is insane. I can't. And then you add everything that's going on right now. I said to my husband, I said, I think I'm too old for this. Like, I don't know if I can stay till December, to tell you the truth. Like, I'm getting too old for this. The pace is just too much now, where before I thought it was challenging and I wouldn't say exciting, but you know, anything that is fast paced like that, you kind of get like kind of a rush, right? Because you're helping people, it's super busy, and you know, new people, I can tell you, new people that start because of that rush that you get, they work like they're almost there every day because of that rush. And I always tell them like it's awesome, because we're always short staffed, like it's awesome that you take a lot of shifts because, you know, you're going to get experience, but don't burn yourself out, man. Take some days off, because I can tell you, for someone that did overtime shifts for 8 years straight, I never saw a pay without overtime. I mean, it took 8 years to burn me out, but it's still, you know, and I was 40 when I started there. I wasn't a youngin'. So, you know, just kind of pace yourself. I mean, it's better than sometimes we get some new people and, you know, they're like, oh no, I don't work weekends. And it's like, this is a 24/7 kind of place. You gotta work a lot of weekends. Like this time I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I switched my night shift to a day because, whew, I cannot do those night shifts anymore, peeps. The old bod is just, cannot do that anymore. This is blue and yellow. That goes really well. But let me keep looking. I know this is one thing I got to organize a little bit better. I'm trying to find a system where I can have all my printables, like all my digital prints that I printed, nicely separated. And I bought those paper, or those, they're something files, and they're awesome, but they're not cheap. And I'm like, well, I can't buy 100 of those. So I'm trying to find another solution. I mean, if I punch them out, I did find solutions for those little 4x6 iris containers. But things like this, where it's a full sheet, or the alphas, I don't want to cut them apart, right? So I guess it's not going to be too much. The rest I can just put them, once I can get around to get some of these cut out on my brother's Scan and Cut. I have 2 weeks off. Oh, I'm so excited. And we're going camping, but we're going locally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up every morning like I would here, 7:30 or 8. My husband has a bit of stuff to do around the house. You know, it's getting to be the end of the summer. And so we have a few things we need to get done. We like to get our garage cleaned out before winter. And we still need to get... My husband lost the crank for our old tent trailer. So he couldn't put it up this weekend. And because we want to clean the canvas, we bought all this stuff to clean the canvas before we put it up for sale. And... so now we have to buy a crank. So he's got to look for one today. So next week he's off too. So he's going to clean up that tent trailer. I wish we would have had it for sale at the beginning of summer, because that's when people go camping. But life, craziness, we didn't get it done. I don't know. This is kind of white. You know what I was thinking before I started this? I have some vanilla cardstock, so I could print some of these on my vanilla cardstock, or even on my craft cardstock, and just make some different journaling, or I guess grid paper, instead of just white. But I don't want to do that right now. So I think I'm just going to cut it down, and then I'm going to distress it with some ink. Some distress ink. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut this down. to 4.5. Let's see. Let's see. And then I'm going to cut this down to maybe like here. I'm not measuring. I'm just going to go for it. There. So last night when I got home, I was just like, my mind was reeling. Day 4, crazy busy the whole time. Like not even 2 days. We didn't even get a break. Like at some point I was like, okay, if I don't go pee, like my eyeballs are floating right now. I need to go pee. So yeah, it's a little crazy. So I'm glad that I'm done till September 2nd. I'm so happy. The new class will be started by then because it starts on September 1st. But even if I work, we have such a good system going on right now. Like we just, every day the class gets released, I get stuff done in advance. So the next 2 weeks I'm going to have a lot of that stuff done. So when I go back for my shift next time, it's going to be all ready. Okay. So I think I'm going to ink the edges of that with Hickory Smoke. There it is. Now today I'm going to do this, and I don't know if I'll do, because I have, for the books I'm reading, like my album, I have June and July left to do. And we're the middle of August, so if I could get those done, and then at the end of August or early September, then I could just like be on top of it. So I do want to catch up on that. So if I don't do it today, this will go up today on YouTube. And hopefully I can get the other, I can get it filmed at least. So if I'm all over the place, it's because my brain is still tired, peeps. But I thought I would still get up. It was still fairly early. I think it was 8. It was earlier than that when I woke up, but I got up around 8. When you do 4-day shifts that you get up at 4:30, there's no sleeping in because your body's like, 4:30. Okay, I'm awake. I'm ready to go. So I did watch a bit of YouTube. I watch a lot of stuff on like camping stuff lately. You know, I watch people and what they say, you know, what you need, RV must-haves and all this stuff. So I have learned a lot of stuff by watching those videos, and a lot of stuff that we got for our RV. I did get from watching these videos. My favorite, I think, is Keep Your Daydream. And I've watched so many of their videos. And I'm a little upset that because of everything that's going on, they were going to come to Nova Scotia. And I know they would have done like a meetup, but nothing, they won't be able to cross over. So that's not going to happen. So, and I highly doubt that by next year, everything's going to be okay. We were going to go across Canada next year, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. So now I'm kind of thinking there is a full-time, like to camp full-time next to my friend from work, like right next to her. This is where we're going on Friday. We're going locally and we're going to camp right next to her. And I'm like, okay, that's open. So we could kind of be full-timers next summer. And if we still want to go, like we went, you know, let's talk about where this is, right? If we still want to go, like here, we went to St. Andrews, we can still go for a week. But the rest of the summer, if we want to just be at our camper, we can just be there and enjoy the summer, enjoy the beach. Just the summer thing is by the beach, or the full-time thing is by the beach. It's not like, well, it's not like where the camper is or the trailer is. You can see the beach, you can't, but it's like literally not even a, you know, a 5-minute walk, and you're walking beside the beach. Like when we were, not here, but when we were there, you know, every night we'd go for a walk on the beach, and it was amazing. Like, and we're going for 10 days starting on Friday, and I'm sure we'll be walking alongside the beach and going to see the sunset and all this stuff. But I want to talk a little bit about where this is. So not this past weekend because I worked, but the weekend before, we went on Friday and we stayed till Monday, and it's called St. Andrews by the Sea. And there's this place called Minister's Island. And the only time you can go there is when the tide is out. Like this is the sea floor, well, it's actually the Bay of Fundy floor. And so you have to walk on the floor of the water. Like it's all drained out, and cars can drive out to it and stuff. And there was like a huge barn and a house. It's beautiful. We didn't go inside this time, just because we didn't want to be near people. We just kind of did the trail. There's a trail that goes around the whole island. It took us 2.5 hours to walk. And so this is the picture when we went in the morning, and then we waited till nighttime. This was like 7 o'clock, and we went back, and exactly where we walked, there's water. So I want to put something like, I don't know, I want to just put walking on the ocean floor, but it's not the ocean. So I'm kind of trying to think of what I can actually say. You know, like, I think I want to put my label up here, because down here it kind of leaves a weird space up there. I can use that. It says adventure, true story. I can use that. I don't know if I want to put my third embellishment and cluster down up there or down here. Depends where I'm going to put my title, I guess. If I put it down here, maybe I can put that little bird somewhere. Maybe I can put the bird here. There's a little bit more room. Maybe I can put the adventure down here and the true story here. Now I want to put some pink embellishments a little bit. You know, daring adventures, because we were walking on, I'm going to say ocean floor, but you know what I mean. It's harder to say the Bay of Fundy floor. So all the feels, I just loved that place. We are definitely going again next year, whether or not we get a full-time, if we become full-timers at this campsite. We're definitely going again, and we'll go for a week next time, because there's so much more to explore. I have so many stories. We ended up going, just my husband and I. That was the first, well, the last time we went to Shediac, nobody, well, that's not true. My friend came for one night, and but none of our kids came to stay with us. Katie came, and we went for a walk alongside the beach with the dogs and stuff. but they didn't stay overnight because and Mason wanted to come, and I said, buddy, it's going to be a Mammy and Pappy, like an adult weekend. And he didn't want to come to St. Andrews. We wanted to take him, and he said no, he wanted to stay home with his mom. And they went to the Cuts. I did a page on the Cuts before. So they went there for the weekend, which is like, okay, that's fine. And I have a story to tell too. But I don't know if I'm going to tell it here because it's a page that I'm doing for the class. Like it has to do with one of the challenges. I can tell you that place was so inspirational. I said to my husband, like we were walking and I was like, oh, this would be awesome for, you know, a challenge or, you know, a page for the class. And that I had my phone and I would put it directly in the phone. And like one walk I had like 9 ideas just walking and just seeing, you know, the beauty of that place and stuff. It was amazing. So it was productive that way. And I took 400 pictures. And that reminds me, as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to go online and I'm going to get some pictures printed from my local print shop. And it should be done by this weekend, and then I can go pick it up. And so I have a bunch of pictures. I mean, until then, I'm printing pictures on my Canon Selfie. But when you're doing 30 pages, it can get kind of expensive to use your Canon Selfie for all the pages. So I think I want to use this somewhere else because I want to put a pink, pink, and pink. So let's see if I can maybe stick this somewhere else, kind of like that. Is everything else glued down? It is. I'm going to put that little bird right there. He's so cute. I'd love to use that camera, but these embellishments that are super big, they're so hard to use. Oh, that reminds me. The cameras were supposed to be available for the weekend, but they were a little bit more, not complicated, but a little bit more involved to do. So they're going to be available today, sometime today. He's just waiting for me now to, he got them done yesterday, and I'm charging. I forgot to charge my computer. I left it unplugged the whole time that I was working, so it's completely dead, which is fine because I wanted to get this done anyway. See, this is, I'll use the arrow. So I want to get it done, and I couldn't talk real time if my printer was going off because you wouldn't be able to hear me. All you'd hear is the printer. So it works out. I'll get this done, and then my computer will be charged, and then I'll go print that after. I'll come up here and print. And I was going to say, while I do that, I'll do my pictures to send them, but no, I need my computer for that. So I can't do that. Maybe I can just clean up my craft room a little bit and listen to an audiobook. I gotta pick up my reading this month. We're the 18th today, and I have 3 books read. That's it. Now I know I'm going to be done a book tomorrow, so that'll be 4. So that's not too bad, I guess. But I was 6 books ahead, and I'm like 2 books ahead. So nope, not good. I like The Seeker of Beauty, but it's so long. So what I'm going to do is just snip and snip. And that contains it more to the embellishment cluster. So I'll just do that. Seeker of Beauty. I don't know if I want to put it on top of the bird or just below. Maybe have it peek under the bird. Yeah, because I like that bird. I want to see the bird. So I'll just do that. I kind of like to do an embellishment cluster on my journaling. Oh, I didn't distress this. Should I just do it with the gray? Or should I do it with like a creamy color? Let's find a creamy color and we'll distress that. And then I'll just get should I do yellow? No, I think I want to do, oh, you know, like that old paper or something like that. Let's try to, yeah, old paper. That's exactly what it's called. So we'll do that. So I was looking at my craft room and there's a spot where I have, you know, before the whole digital world and you printed all your photos and stuff, I have quite a few pictures in shoe boxes, but they're not shoe boxes. They're like picture boxes. And it's like, I just used like shoe shelves that was in my old craft room. And I'm thinking of getting another calyx, and instead of a 5x5, like maybe get a 2x4, or I'll measure the spot. And then you can get these separators that you can make each square in two. So you get more use instead of, you know, putting the two shoe boxes one on top of the other. And then every time, like, you get two shells. So you get double the use of, or double the space on those shelves. So I'm thinking of getting that for there. And then those shoe racks or shelves, I think I'm going to put it on that side of my desk. And I think I'll put like my Cameo on one shelf, my Cricut on the other, and my Brother Scan and Cut on the other. And then I can just use them right there. There's a plug-in right there. I can't have them plug in all at the same time, which you shouldn't have them plug in all the time anyway. I think I read somewhere they're kind of they burnt someone's house down. Somebody's Cricut, I think, caught on fire, or Silhouette, and it burnt their house down. I mean, any appliance can do that, right? It's not just the Cricut or whatever, but so I don't want to keep it plugged in all the time, I guess is what I'm saying. So I think I'd like to do that. So I have a few ideas for my room, how I want to get it done here. And then what it'll do, because on my desk, that's right there, I have a sit-down desk over there. And my Silhouette is taking up the space. So I really can't go there and do anything because my Silhouette is there. And it'll free up that desk. So then I can actually sit there and do stuff. I think I'm going to put that there. Then I can sit there and do stuff. So that'll free that up too. So when I want to journal on my pages, I have a chair over there. It's not as high up as this, like it's really like it's desk size. And then I was also wondering if I could set it up over there, that I could film over there too, because I have some more of the lights that I have here. So I could potentially do another filming setup over there. So we'll see. So then I could, because I find this chair is fine, But because it's so high, I find that your legs get tired a little faster. I mean, there's a place to sit my feet on, like a little ledge, but it's not as comfy as your feet directly on the floor. So we'll see. Because once I stop work, you know, like this right now is kind of like, it's like part-time, you know, because I do have to work too. So I part-time do this, you know, YouTube and classes and the digital prints. It feels like, oops, that's right. It feels like one full-time and one part-time, but I am going to crank it up, you know. I don't know how I did that, but 6 years ago or 7 years ago when I started on YouTube, I was uploading every day, and I was working full time. But see, I wasn't burnt out. I was not burnt out. I'm burnt out now, and I'm old. Let's face it, you know. And at first, I was like, "Oh, I want to be the first person that retires from there." And now I'm just like, oh, you know, I have to think about my health. We kind of had kind of a scare with one of our family, work families, her husband. That was just, it happened on July 31st. So that was just like a couple weeks ago. And I think it kind of changed my perspective on stuff too. He literally, you know, when you say, oh, people, you know, drop dead. Well, he dropped dead. And they brought him back. Like, that is just unheard of. Like, the doctor told him that he's a miracle. So it kind of, and I'd been saying that anyway. I said that to a girl at work. I was like, I don't want to wait so long that by the time because it's affecting me really bad now, which it never did before working. I don't sleep as well, like days before. It affects my digestive system. Like, I won't get into too much, but you know, TMI. But so you can tell, and my nerves, like, I'm super anxious compared to what I was before. And I'm going through menopause too, so like it's I can't deal with stuff as much. I don't know. So I'm going to put walking on the sea floor. I just decided that because they call it St. Andrews by the Sea. So I'm just going to go with that. So walking on. And if the camera dies, I apologize in advance, and I'll just have a little note saying camera died, but I saw that the battery was low, but I don't have my husband took my charger. Holy, that was a hard word to find this morning. My charger from up here, and I need to get this page done. So if it cuts off, it'll just be putting the title on. And I couldn't see how much battery power was left. But I decided to just like live on the edge and try to finish this page quickly. Walking on the sea floor, FL, and then 2 O's. So yes, so after that happened, you know, they posted on Facebook, and of course I'm her friend on Facebook, exactly what happened and stuff. And I was like, oh my Lanta, like, that is just crazy, crazy. I saw her at work my second or third day. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine what you went through. Can't even imagine. And her working where she is, we know that all the TV shows where they bring people back all the time, you know, when they do CPR on them, and it's the, you know, it's not, it's much, it's much, much, much higher than it used to be because of, you know, we've evolved quite a bit, right? But it's not like on TV, what it says on TV shows, you know, like they're down for like 20 minutes and, you know, they bring them back. I mean, there's always miracle stories. I was reading about a little girl, and she drowned. She was underwater for, it was a long time. It was like 12 or 13 hours, but it was super cold water. So they brought her back, and she was like, her brain function was good and everything. So there is always those, you know, amazing stories or whatever. But he was one of them. And so this weekend on Facebook, he posted the whole story, and when I was reading it, I was getting goosebumps, and I was tearing up, and I was just like, because I have him on Facebook too, and and it was a really rough day at work too, and I was like, you know, like, what am I, like, I don't want to wait until, you know, I get sick from being super stressed out. Like, I'm super glad, I have to say, I'm super glad that I did go part-time. That has changed the game, kind of thing. I still, and don't get me wrong, I still love what I do in the whole, you know, it's just my body. My body can't do it anymore. And I think, you know, almost 14 years, I think I've kind of done above and beyond, let me put it that way, what normally is done. I think they used to say 2 years, but someone at work was saying 3 to 5, but I don't know. So let's say under 5 years usually is the turnaround. So 14 years almost. It's 13 and a half right now, going on 14. Okay. So I should check to see if no, it's still recording. So I think after this, I don't know what I'm going to do after this. I'm going to go downstairs and maybe do a couple loads of laundry. My husband did the dishes this morning, but I don't know if which I really appreciate, thankful, but I don't know if your husband's do the dishes that way. But he does the dishes, he doesn't wash the counter, he doesn't wash the stove, he doesn't pick up, because we rinse like the pop bottles and all that stuff and put them upside down. I have this little rack. He doesn't put those away like in a bag so that we can recycle the cans. Like, so there's probably about 15-20 minutes left of work to do in the kitchen. He doesn't clean off the table, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get that done. But I'm thankful You know, he put the dishwasher on. Because last night there was no way. I mean, he got supper done last night, so I was super thankful. But there was no way that I was, that I could do dishes. I was brain dead. I think I went to bed. It was 8 o'clock. And I slept till this morning. That's another reason why I kind of woke up. Now, which one is the O and which one is the 0? Okay, that's the 0. Huh? No, this is the 0. Okay, and this is the O. That's why I woke up super early too, because I was in bed early. I finished a book last night, so I was really happy. It was called Side Trip by Carrie Lonsdale. I've read all her books. Like, this book released in July, and I bought no, actually, I have Kindle Unlimited, so it was it's free with that. So I always try to read at least one book from Kindle Unlimited a month. It doesn't always happen, but so that it makes it so that it's worth it, right? To get it. I'm going to try and read more here. Kind of made a decision this morning. I have to read the books that I have on my shelves. I don't know why I didn't do a August TBR this month. I don't know if it was just a little, I don't know, because I think we were away maybe when, anyway, we've been away quite a bit. So I've just been kind of grabbing books, and so I got to do a September TBR for sure. Because I do find that I read more if I have like to be read pile, and I kind of put them on a little shelf, one of those Rascock carts, and then I just keep picking up the books and reading them. Okay, where did I put the 2? Well, I didn't do a very good job cutting this out. Yay. Okay. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to mention, I don't think it'll be in the description box of this video because it's not completely ready yet, but I'm going to have a new Facebook group, and it's going to be for my digital prints and my classes and everything. I'm still going to keep the Nicole Jones 911, but I want one that you don't have to subscribe, so you just need to like and follow. It's basically like a business Facebook group. And so in the next few days, I'll have that in the description box of all my videos. And I would truly, truly, truly appreciate if you go and just follow and like, and then you'll be up to date too on all the new releases of the classes and the digital prints. And I'm going to have a physical products coming soon, starting in October. So all that is going to be there. And like I said, I would really, truly appreciate if you like and follow. I'll let you know once it's once it's up and running. My son, I created the Facebook group and everything. My son's just got to make a banner for it today, and then it'll be ready to go. So that's in the works. And I'm working on Patreon. I know I said I want to start that in September, and here we are, or in January. Sorry, not September. January, and here we are. It's going to be September, and it's still not started. So I'm going to start it in September. Like, that's another thing that, you know, when I come home, I'm going to be, even though I'm at the beach, I'm going to be coming home and taking care of that. I have it all like laid out, exactly the categories and stuff. There's going to be 3 categories. I'm going to call it the bronze, the silver, and the gold. And depending on the level that you get, you're going to get different things. And like the gold, once a year, you're going to get also, once you've been subscribed for a year, I'll do a free full-on class that you can download, like a new class, not one that's already in the shop. It'll only be available on Patreon, and it'll be free to people, or to the people that are patrons, I guess, is what it is. So, okay, so walking on the seafloor. Where am I going to put 2020? I didn't think about that. I'll have to put 2020 somewhere else, or not use it. One or the other. One or the other. My son just went outside. Josh just went outside for the dogs, and my goodness, they slammed the door. It's like, you don't need to slam the door. I don't know how many times I've said that. You don't need to slam the door. Like, they just swing the door and bring it with them. It's like, why? You know, it's a new door. It's not going to be a new door for long if you keep doing that. So I'll have to get after him again when he comes in. Plus, I'm recording. So it's like, bonk. So I'm going to have to edit that out for sure because it was loud. So another thing is, I hope, we were looking at it, and unless it's a sliding door that goes into the wall, I don't know if I can put a door there. At the top of the steps. We're thinking maybe at the bottom of the steps, but then that's gonna, I don't know, that's gonna create like a weird thing downstairs. I don't know. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We gotta figure out something, because I need to film during the day. Like, I need to be able to film all the time, not just, tell people you need to stay in your room, because that's not fair either. Oh, I like that. Walking on the seafloor. A lot of times I'll put the title on the side there, so it's nice to just put it somewhere different this time. On the top of the layout. And maybe the 2020, I'll put it on my journaling card. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Or maybe I won't put it at all. I can just take my date stamp and just stamp the date on here. That would have been August 1st, actually. I think it was August 1st. No, it was August 2nd. It was on the Sunday. We went there on the Sunday. And the only thing is all this mess, but it takes me a second to clean it up. It's not my fault, but if I would just use my brother's Scan and Cut, and what it does, I've had a lot of people say, well, you wouldn't want to cut them apart anyway, but what it does, it actually just cuts the top layer of the sticker and it stays there. It doesn't cut it all the way through. It's called a kiss cut. So then you can peel it off like a sticker. I did it on a few sheets of a sticker sheet, but I just got to do it on more than one. So maybe that's what I can do when I go downstairs to do the dishes and stuff, is grab a whole bunch of those and start cutting those today. Kiss cutting them. Unless I do 2020 here. 2020, all the feels. I can maybe do that. And maybe I can do maybe put AUG, like August 2020. Yeah. I usually don't put the day, because that doesn't really matter to me, the exact day, unless it was a wedding or, a birthday or something like that. But I usually like the month and the day. when I do pages and stuff. Checking again to see, oh, it's staying low battery again, so it means that it went down to the next level. So it's probably like at 5%, but maybe I can get it done. Get it done. Come on. I usually don't have an issue separating the sticker, but sometimes just that little one. Okay, so let's do AUG August 2020. I'm going to try and take a picture to put at the end of the video, but if it's not there, it's just because I'm trying really hard to get a page up today, because it's basically film, edit, and put it up the same day. So I don't have as much time. Oh, it's getting hot. We have had an amazing summer as far as like sunny and hot. Usually, like I always say, we get 2 weeks of summer, like really, really hot, you know, that people complain, oh my gosh, it's so hot. We get 2 weeks of that. The rest of the time, it's nice. You know, it's not that it's ugly, you know, it's just that it's not like, oh my goodness, it's so hot. You know, I need to go to the beach and dunk in the water or go in the pool. This summer, it's basically the whole summer's been like that, like super. We'll have like one day that's not like hot, and then we go again like a week, a full week, like in the 90s, which that's not, like I said, it's not normal here. Usually it'll be like in the 80s or, yeah, 80s, high 70s or something, but not 90s, high 90s, and, you know, over 100 with the humidity and stuff. But we've had a lot of that this summer, which is good. Because then, you know, because fall is coming and then winter and it's disgusting. And then you feel like, well, you know, we had a good summer and we had a good fall. So, you know, yeah, we're going to have winter, but it's all good. You know, you got to have your 4 seasons, which I love fall. Fall is beautiful. And, but it's nice to have real summers. Okay, so August 2020. Now I'm going to get, still recording, so we'll keep going. Should I do pink enamel dots? Yeah, let's do pink. Add a little bit more pink to the thing here. It's funny because usually I choose one color and I go with it, right? So I'm trying to broaden my color schemes. Let's do 2 colors here. Okay. I don't know if I want to put some here. Let's just do it. Just because I don't like putting an extra thing away. Oops, stuck to my finger. You know, one for 3 little enamel dots, where would I use it? So again, these little pouches that I made, love them. There. Now, should I do some splatters? I think I'm going to be splatter free today, but should I? No, I think I'm going to go with the old paper. And I'm going to match this, and I'm going to do the edges of the pattern. Oh, upside down. One thing that I got to do, I haven't been buying, you know, a lot of scrapbooking stuff. But I need to look at the refills that I have for my distress inks, because these, you need to refill them like quite a bit. So that's one thing I got to do, is kind of do a list of the ones that I have and the ones that I need, so that I can refill my ink pads. I have to say, I use my little ink pads way more than I use my bigger ones. The bigger ones are nice for like if you're doing a technique and stuff. But if you're just inking the edges like this, the little ones are perfect, because one, you can put a little sponge in behind it. Two, you can put them in these little containers, so when you go to a crop, you can bring all your inks along. Like there's no way I could bring all my big inks along, but with the little inks, I can do that. Okay, well that's it. I'm going to quickly sign off here before my camera loses battery power. But be on the lookout for today. The cameras are going to become available in single files and also in bundles and in all the colors that we offer. And I want to thank you for joining me today and creating this page. I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.